So, may I start the session? What do you guys says? Like, uh, may I wait for some
We'll
more
wait
time
for
or?
some
Yeah, let's
minute.
wait for
Let
some more
Sada
minutes.
join.
Okay. Actually, is my screen visible to you guys?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Actually, I just got some very amazing website where the architecture that I taught you guys, it will clarify you guys in a more better way. Are you able to got this?
Yeah, sir.
Okay, the architecture that I taught you guys. Okay, let me just accept all the requests.
So we'll just wait for some minute because everyone
Okay,
will
okay. I will.
come and will
I
disturb
will
us.
tell. Yes. I will discuss one more time. Okay. Okay. I'm just saying that I was taught about the architecture of Node.js, the call stack, and the web APIs part, and the queue stack, or you can say callback queue stack. Okay.
Yeah.
So this website is pretty amazing, and I will share the link of this website so that you guys can try with yourself. So the architecture that I taught about the Node.js is that we have a call stack and a web APIs and a callback queue. So what it happened that whatever the code that we wrote over in our code editor. Okay, let me just accept all the requests first of all.
Will be execute over there.
Yes. So, first of all the codes are going first thing first inside the call stack, and then it will go through the web APIs, and then it come back in the callback queues. Okay, and then it again goes to the call stack. This the same thing that I taught you guys, right? Have you remembered all these things? So this is a very good example. If i if I just save this and run button over here, so what you will get here that this is console.log. This is a function, this is a inbuilt function, right? And this is what set timeout. As I already taught you guys that set timeout is a web APIs. It is not the specification of JavaScript. It is a specification of C++. So it is inherited by the C++. That's why this is a web APIs, and now it's a part of the JavaScript. So this thing will goes in the web API section, and it will and the second set timeout function, this is also go inside the web APIs. Okay, and then it will throw the first one over here, the callback queues, and when the call stack will empty, so it will throw the web APIs. The set timeout will throw again inside the call stack. Okay, so when till the time the call stack will empty, then it can be go from the callback queues to the call stack section. Okay, so I know that the thing the more I talk about all these things will make you complicate a little more. So the better thing is that I will show you with a very good example. So let's just click on the save plus run button over here. You guys can see over here web APIs will loading up and it will throw inside here and it is come back over here, right? I know that it is going too much fast, but please try to visualize this. Okay, try to visualize this. Let me just, okay, first of all accept all these things. Okay. Now again just watch this example one more time. Okay. So now this time we have another example. So now let's just okay. Uh, Guys, please try to join the meeting on time at 7 p.m. Okay. So again let's just again run the function. Okay. I have to resume this. So in a web API section, you guys can see over here, it's come out to here and now here. Understood this? Okay, let me just share the whole thing. So I'm sharing this website with you guys in a chat section, or you can please don't do this much of thing, or you can just access this website by only this link. Okay. So are you able to understood all these things?
So is call stack is as in a server type or else other thing?
It is not a server. It is a place inside your browser engine. Okay. The
Okay.
thing the thing that I taught about the architecture of the Node.js. Actually,
Okay.
I know that it is some very deep kind of knowledge, but if you have this kind of deep knowledge, so it's good for you because you know better than some other people's. Because having a deep understanding about any subject is a good for you guys, right? And the whole thing, the call stack and the web APIs and a callback queue, the instruction from call stacks to the web APIs and the instruction from web APIs go into the callback, and inside the callback instruction inside the callback queue go inside again go to the call stack. So all the codes go from the call stack to web APIs to callback queue. It forms a loop, right? That's why here is a sign of loop. You can see here it is a sign of loop, right?
Yeah, sure.
So all these things, the whole part of the architecture, the node architecture, can be called it as a event loop, right? If somebody asks you what is a event loop, so just told them that the instruction from call stack to the web APIs and a callback queues, the code goes from one place to another, so it forms a loop, and this is called as a event loop. Okay. Hope it would be clear, and try to run this you with your own. I already shared the website link with you guys, right? So please try to run with yourself, and try to run all these examples. Okay. And a very big update coming from the React.js website. I know that this is not a class of React.js, but as a MERN developer, I would like to share with you guys that now React website is completely changed, and it is from react.org to react.dev. And you can see over here, like, React documentation is a totally changed, and you got this in a dark mode dark mode uh, kind of thing. And when you tap on a learn section, and this new documentation from React.js is totally amazing. And what do you know that you got here some very amazing examples, and examples are pretty much precise way. And uh, the old documentation was basically focused on the class components as well as the functional based components, but the new documentation is pretty much focused with only functional based components. So please try this website, okay? This Try to this new documentation of React.js. But the one thing that I don't liked about this React.js website is that the when you come on to the installation part, you can get over here that they said all these about the try React and um, all these things, and then um, when you click on this start new project, so the website itself suggests that they don't even mention how to create a new project. Like we guys, I mean, you guys are already aware of npx create react app, right? You guys already know this now.
Yes, sir.
So in a new documentation, you will not find this thing. In a new documentation of
The
React.js,
codes are changed, sir.
yes, yes. Codes are not changed, but the some examples are pretty much precise and a very good in a very better way. And the new documentation basically focused on the functional based components. So they didn't even mention the class based components anywhere in this documentation. And the worst thing about that I feel about the new documentation is that they are not mentioned the how to create the project. Even they just suggest that please choose some framework like Next.js or Remix or Gatsby. They don't say that how to create a React. I know this is a pretty obvious because Next.js is not something different, but it is also, I mean, it is a totally a React.js thing. But Next.js comes with lot of some new features and functionalities, and this is the basically one of the reason. That's why the React the official React.js documentation saying that the go with the Next.js, cause at the end we people are building our website on a Next.js, cause most of us are building the website on a Next.js, and very few people are there who build the website on a React as a pure React.js. So this is the one of the reason, cause React.js, you guys already aware of it that React.js is a uh, not a framework. It's a library thing, right? So Next.js is a completely framework. That's why it is suggested. So I would suggest you guys that please kindly explore this website, this react.dev. Now this is a official website, okay? So I have to inform you guys because this is a, I mean, this is just changed uh, in a React community. That's why I'm talking about this. So now let's just come back onto the node class again. Okay. And
So, sir, I have this link in
today's class is
WhatsApp.
very important. Sajal, are you
Can,
asking something?
so can you hear me, sir?
Ha ha, yeah, I can hear you.
So, can you share this link in WhatsApp, sir?
Sorry, your voice is not clear.
Can you share this link in WhatsApp, sir?
Yeah, yeah, I already shared the link. I already shared.
No, I mean in WhatsApp.
Uh, Sajay, can
He's
you write?
saying that send the link in WhatsApp.
Okay, okay, in WhatsApp. Okay, okay, I will share all the links after this class in a WhatsApp. Okay, okay. Then let's just start the session. I'm talking about the Node.js. So today I'm going to describe about the asynchronous behavior of Node.js. Okay, and today's session going to be very very important because most of us don't know like how the asynchronous Node.js going to work. I hope that you guys are already clear about uh, what is the asynchronous language and what is the synchronous language. Uh, can you hear? Can you guys tell me about the what is the synchronous language and what is the asynchronous part? Anyone?
Sir, in simple words,
Hmm.
synchronous means linear one. It will take one task and it will complete that one and go to next one. But in
Correct.
asynchronous, hello,
Correct. Correct. Yes. Yes.
in
Yes. Correct.
asynchronous, it will do the work in parallelly.
Correct. Correct. Totally satisfied with your answer. Okay. In today's session, I'm just going uh, to show you guys that how asynchronous Node.js are working, and in a 90% of the time, in a real time project, you guys will get this asynchronous task in your Node.js project, right? So for a better way to write code, we have a very clear understanding about the asynchronous Node.js thing, right? So now let's just start. So first of all, I just want to write. Okay, now I am going to mimic about something over here. Like when you are getting a new website, so you have to do what? You have to register on a new website, and uh, you will get a new welcome email, and then you have to log in credential, and then what, you have some kind of data like editing your profile, giving the name, the first name and the last name, the age, and all those stuff. And then what you have to do, like you can see your profile thing, right, that you are edited with. So I'm going to mimic a website like this way. So now let's just start to do this. Okay, first of all, I'm just start with my code a very simple way, like writing console.log user registered. Or I can, what I can do over here, I'm just making a function thing. Function register. So I'm just going to quickly make all the functions. Function send welcome email. Okay, and what, function login. I have to give the curly braces. The function get user data. Get user display user data. Display user data. Okay, user data. Okay, I already make all the functions over here. In order to initiate this function, what we have to do? We have to call them, right? So here I'm just calling all the function register, send welcome email, and login, and what? Get user data and display user data, right? And one by one, what I'm going to do? Console all the messages, like console user registered, console.log, and a second function I'm going to write welcome email send, email send, not send, send. Okay, and now in a third function I'm going to write console.log user logged in, user logged in. Okay, console.log. In a fourth function I'm going to console the user got the user data. Okay, and now coming on the fourth function I'm going to console the user data displayed, user data displayed. Okay, and now let's just start the live server, and no surprise we are going to get the all the information line by line, right? Till here I think no one would have any confusion. um, the live server. Okay, yeah, as I already we all know that the uh, message is going to show one by one. User registered, welcome email sent, the user logged in, and they got the user data and user data displayed, right? And now let's just have a, a little bit trick I'm going to do here, is that I am going to write set timeout. So do you know that set time is a asynchronous function? You guys are already know this, right? So set time out is a asynchronous function, and it takes a callback function and a time, and time is in what? In a millisecond, right? So now let's just I'm just giving 1000 milliseconds. And can you guys tell me what is a callback function? Anyone? Hello.
Sir, callback function. It is a function. It going to send as a. It will be sent as a probe inside another function.
It will send. Actually, I'm just explaining in a better way. Actually, function, if you pass a function as a parameter and it accept the function as an argument, okay, and it will return a function or it will display the whole function, it is a callback function. I know that it is a little bit complicated, but the thing that I'm doing over here, the set time out in itself is a function, right? It is a in itself as a function. But but see here what I'm doing over here. I'm just passing a anonymous function. This is nothing but a anonymous function, right? So this thing you can say it it as a uh, it as a callback function. So let me just show you in a better way. Like let's just wait for few more minutes. I'm going to I'm going to explain in a very deeper way. So let's just say I'm just giving it here 1000 millisecond again, and I'm going to place this console from here to here. Timeout 1000. And now we have a last one. No, I don't want set interval. I just want set timeout and pass a callback, and as usual we have to write the timing function. Okay. Okay, let me just someone try to. Okay. Okay, no surprise, we all know that it will going to print all the messages, all the consoles one by one after just 1 second. Okay, the user is registered, the welcome email sent, and a user logged in, got the user data and a user data displayed. The whole message is going to print after just 1 second. So let's just see. First of all, I just want to make this thing like this. Okay. Are you able to see this screen?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I'm going to just refresh the whole screen. I mean the this thing. So you guys can notice over here. Okay. After 1 second, all message is displayed after just 1 second, and it is displayed one by one. The user is registered, the welcome email is sent, and the user logged in. All the messages going to print after just 1 second. But the main catch is there. If I'm just going to write the first function after 3 seconds, okay, the function that I'm writing over here. Let me just say one interesting thing, like you are fetching some APIs and you want to call the APIs. uh, so it will take some time, right? the API calling takes some time. So till our the application, uh, we don't want that our application got stuck till our API is going to fetch, right? We want all the data going to be working as it will going to work, and our API call, and in the meantime our API calling going to work, right? So if I'm writing the milliseconds like 3000, so let's just see over here. If I refresh the screen, okay, I think there is some issue or what. Okay, now, okay, let me just refresh one more time. You guys can see over here that user registered. This message is going to print after all the messages going already done. I mean, all the messages are already printed, then this message are going to print the user registered, and all the messages are now printed in very unordered way, right? The first, the welcome email sent, and we don't want that this kind of thing going to work like this way. We want this message, the user registered, going to execute in a first way, right? We want this message will print in a very first time, and then all the messages will print one by one, right? And if I want to do so, what I can do over here, we can do one thing, that we can pass a callback, right? And how we can pass the callback? First of all, we can do things like that. We pass in a register function. In a register function, you already know that user registered. This message I want to print in a very first row, right? To do for this kind of thing, we can pass a callback, right? And all the function after this register function, we can pass inside the register, right? We can pass all the function inside the callback function, right? And in order to execute all these callback, we have to pass the parameter inside the register, right? So let's just say I'm just passing the parameter callback, right? So in order to execute this callback, this one callback, in order to execute this callback, we should to I mean we should call this. That's why it will going to execute, right? So in order to execute this function, we can do one thing. We just call this callback like this way, right? I am just calling this parameter like this way, and now you're going to surprise that let me just yes, this user register is printed over here, and then all the message going to print the user register, right? Are you able to getting my point? Hello, hello
Sir,
guys.
can you please once again refresh the pages, sir?
Yeah, sure.
Thank you, sir.
You guys can see over here the first message is printed over here is user registered, and then all the message going to print, right? And this is because of what? This is because of we passing the callback function. But let me just say one more time. All the messages are going to printed one by one. So for let's just say I just want to fetch the send welcome email after the 5 second. Maybe 5 second will take some more time. So let's just say I want to see this message after the 4 second. So let's just say what will happen. So after 4 second, this welcome email is sent, is getting printed over here. But I don't want this kind of thing, cause we like user registered is getting printed, and another order what we want, another order I want that welcome email message going to print after the user registered, but the user login print the first, the third one. And this is because I increase the millisecond time, right, over here the 4 second, and I don't want this order. So for doing this kind of thing in our order,
Hello.
we again going to pass a parameter, right? And the parameter name we can give over here as a callback. So you can pass anything over here, but for your for the sake of simplicity, I'm just giving the name as a callback. Okay. So if you are passing as a callback, so we have to call this function like callback, and again we can do here like make a anonymous function and then put all the function inside them, right? And if I save this, okay, unexpected, I have to clear all these things. Okay, here. Now it should be sorted now. Okay, wait for a few seconds. Now user is registered is getting printed, and then welcome email is sent. Now it is in its correct order, right? It is in its correct order. User registered is called, welcome email is sent, user logged in and got the user data and the user data type displayed, right? I want to just increase the timeline of every function and want to display all the messages in the order that are already shown over here. Okay, so let's just say in the second function, I mean in the third function, we again have to pass a callback, right? And okay, let me just, and I'm just doing this thing. So we have to again pass the parameter of callback, and doing what? We have to call this like this way. Okay. And after saving, so you can see over here that all the messages going to print. Now it's on way, right? All the messages are in their sequence. So as I did all the three function, or already did the all these three function. So now let's just make all all these two function possible like that way. Callback, and I want to execute the callback, and then what? I'm just passing a callback, right? And now Just
Sir, I
watch the
have one
screen.
doubt, sir.
Okay, okay.
Sir, in real time, whether we will use this kind of output,
Sorry.
a nested function like structure.
Please ask one more time. Your voice is breaking.
Sir, in real time,
Hmm.
if you are using this function,
Hmm.
like, can you give me example, sir,
Yes,
where this kind of
that's I'm showing you. That's the thing that I'm going to showing you. Please wait a little more time. Okay. Please just be patient one more minute. Okay. I'm just going to show you guys. So what I want to show you guys that all the functions that I already described over here, and in order to call in the form of its own order, like I want to first showing the user registered messages, and then this, and then this, and then this. Or if I want all these messages going to print one by one, after even after increasing the timing, right? So we have to do this way. And think one more time that here I'm not passing any kind of parameter and all those things. We just have a so many function, and it is a nesting function, right? The functions is nesting inside it, right? And this is a very messy thing. This is a messy thing. Even this is also called as a callback hell. Why this is calling as a callback hell? Because we are passing callbacks as a parameter in a function, right? Remember that the first time that I'm just giving the definition about the callback. This is the real thing that I'm just showing you, that I'm passing a anonymous function inside a function, right? And I am passing the whole anonymous function as a parameter in a function and calling inside them, right? So all these things became so messy that we can't even deal with them when we have a lot of data. So that time we are not going to deal with this kind of data, because this is a too messy, right? So we have a very special thing in a JavaScript for this. We have a promises to handle this kind of thing. And here is a concept of promise. Uh, are you already familiar with the promise? And when I'm saying that promises is not even just for only JavaScript. Even if you are working with the Node.js, you're gonna got so many time promises. You have to handle the promises, right? And promises is nothing but in a real time, in a real time, what we have meant by the promises. If we promise somebody to go to done something, or going to do something, so in a same way, in a programming language, we have the same meaning. We do promise for getting done some kind of task. So the promises will going to going in the pending section. I mean, promises are still in a pending section, where it will already doing their task, or maybe it will execute the task, or it will reject, right? So let's just start the concept of the promises, okay, by writing some coding. So in order to define the promises, right? In order to define the promises, so we have to write a return keyword, return new, and then what? Promise, okay? And inside this we have a callback. And in a callback, as a parameter we have resolve and a reject. Resolve and reject. Okay, and what I'm going to do here, I'm cutting all this code. Okay, I'm going to cut all this code and paste inside the promise section over here. And we have to do one more thing, like in case of, let's just say you are just going to request some API that hey web API, please resolve this request. Okay, so it will going to resolve, right? If server is good and data is able to fetch on the time, so it will going to do what? It will going to fetch your data, right? And in order to passing the uh, in order to make the function as a promise function, we have to remove this callbacks thing. Okay, and also remove the callback from here. Okay, and for a time being, I'm just going to comment it out the whole thing. Okay, I'm just commenting it out. And in order to now execute this function, we have to initiate this like this way, register. So let's just start the first function. So what it will give. So saving this function, now let's just getting back to in our browser. Let's just say, you guys can see over here, it is already showing the console that user registered, right? So let me just refresh this screen one more time. So after the 3 second, it is going to printed over here user registered. Let's just come back to our uh, VS Code. And now do you know what? We can have a then and catch function. So in a then function, we are defining the messages of success, and inside the catch function, we can define the message of error. I know that it is a little bit complicated, but I'm just want to explain all this stuff in a very simple language, like the thing that we are passing over here as a resolve function over here. Let me just tell you, like whatever the message you want to send inside them, so it will accept in the form of then. Okay, like if, let's just say, if I commented it, if I comment it, or let's just leave this thing. Okay, I'm just writing over here like all set. If I write this way, all set, and I'm writing then means what? If you're going if your request going to the success, so it should be written inside the then function, and then function takes a callback. Okay, then function takes a callback, and whatever you send from here from the resolve function, it will accept over here inside the then function like this. And do you know what? You can do console over here, console.log, and you just print the err. I know that err is not a very suitable word. Let's just let's just let's just write some other thing like result. Result may be a more suitable word. result. Okay, so let's just save this thing and now come back onto the browser, and you can see over here the user is registered and all set message is printed it out, right? As I already told you, whatever you pass from here, from the resolve function, you will get inside the then function, right? And then function will take a callback, and catch function also takes a callback, right? But catch is the later part. I will teach all the reject part in a later section, but let's just focus on the then function. Okay, but I don't want all these things. I just want to execute all other function, right? I just want to uh, execute other function. For that kind of thing, we have to write then, and then what? Then inside the a function inside the then. Let's just say so after registered we have a send welcome email, right? So we can write send welcome email. But please be very careful when you are passing the function inside the then function. Cause inside don't do like this way, right? Don't do initiate the function, because the then function already takes a callback, right? You don't have to write a function, you just have to write the function name only, right? Why function name? Cause then function itself take a callback function. That's why you have to write only the function name. Okay, so and after that you what you have to do, you just have to write another then function, and inside the then function again you can give the name of the next function name, like a login function. Okay, login, and then dot then login. After login function, what we have? Get user data. Get user data. After this we have a then, and then what? Display user data. Okay, so let's just save all these things, and now let's come back into the browser. Okay, all these are saying that callback is not a function, and this is a error because we I forget to remove all these things. In the first one I already removed the callback syntaxes from here, but in the remaining syntaxes I forget to remove all these things. So let's just remove. Okay, I think all the syntaxes is now correct. So now let's just again back to the um, browser, and let's just see. User is registered, got the user data displayed, user logged in, welcome email sent. All the messages are going to print, but it is not in its correct form, right? It is not. It is showing the correct masses. So let me just open all these in a side by side. Okay, you just got here that we have all the messages, but it is not in its correct form that we want. It is not, right? For doing so, we can do one thing. First of all, we have to apply all the promises inside the function. We just apply only one promise in just only one function. in order to execute in its time, we have to we have to write the promises inside the function, right? So return new promise. I okay, let's just say yes, true. We have to write resolve and reject. A promise do what kind of thing? It will resolve or it may reject, right? Return new promise. It will resolve or it will reject. And again, we have to do the same thing. New promise, and we have again a callback, resolve, and a reject, and then what? We can cut this piece of code and paste inside it, and after that again we have to repeat the same thing. Return new promise. We have a resolve and a reject. Okay, so we already done all these things. Now let's just save this thing. Okay, so after saving this thing, after 3 seconds the user register is getting printed. After 4 seconds welcome email sent is printed. After 2 seconds uh, user logged in should be printed, but it is keep waiting. What happened? Let's just one more time refresh the browser.
Maybe we need to send that result.
Sorry. Okay. Yes. Okay, I forgot to write the resolve thing, right? And I'm really thank to guy who just remembered me this thing. Okay. So let's just come back over here and write all the resolve thing. Okay. I'm here writing the resolve. Okay. Resolve. Doing what? Resolve. Okay, now all the things getting done. Now it should be printed, all the messages, right? So user is registered. So let me just refresh one more time. So after 3 seconds, user register is getting printed. Now welcome email sent is getting printed. User logged in, got the user data, and user data displayed. All the messages are getting done. You already know that this this is a more precise way, right? Writing a promises like this callback hell is a total mess. Are you looking it like this is a totally mess, right? We have to pass all the function inside a function, function inside a function, and this is the case where we are not passing any parameter or any argument, right? Just imagine when we pass the let's just say we have a situation where we have to pass any argument or any parameter inside this. So what kind of mess it will gonna to create, right? So for escaping all those messy syntaxes, we have a better syntax, and that is the promises. That's why promises is getting introduced. And in a real world problem, we have a lot of use of this promises, right? So are you able to understood this concept, the promises? Okay, I know that this is a lot more thing to digest, but somehow please watch this video more and more time. And let me just say, if any kind of situation, I mean, any point you are getting stuck, please try to contact me. We have a chat group, so you can message over there. Okay, so now let's just uh let me tell you one. We have a some uh some more beautiful way to write this kind of code. So have you ever heard about the async and await functions? So let me just tell you, we have a async function. Async means asynchronous function, which is I mean, by look it is similar to a synchronous JavaScript code, but it is a asynchronous JavaScript code. Let me tell you, like we have a function like authentication. So we have a function authentication, and in order to run this function, we should we should initiate this, right? Authentication, and we can initiate like this way, right? So in order to execute this function, so let me just okay okay, let me just, in order to execute this function in async and await format, so we can write like this way: await and the function name, and our function is what? The register. Our first function was registered. So let me just copy this, I mean cut this thing and paste it over here, like, right? Await. But our VS code give the suggestion that await expression are only allowed within the async function and at the top level of the modules, right? So in order to execute the await function, we should have a async async thing, right? Now our VS code is total happy. I mean, Now this have a not any issue with our code, right? So the other function we have to copy like this way, and we have to write await and doing this, and in the same way we have to again copy this thing and write await and pasted it like this way. So I just forget here to write this. Okay, again we have to write await and cut this piece of code over from here and paste it over here. Cut this display user data from here to paste it over here like this way, right? And remove all these things from here. And now in order to execute all these things, remember the one thing that I already passed inside the resolve thing. Let's just say you want to execute this thing. I mean, you want to show this all set messages in your code. So in order to do that, we can again have a then function. So inside the then function, you can just pass the message. So in a previous example, we are used the result as a parameter, but in this example I'm going to write here as a msg. I'm writing it this like this way because I don't want to confuse you guys that uh, every time you have to write result or error thing. Whatever the thing you are writing, you are passing in a parameter, so the result will be received from here, whatever you write. Okay, it is not necessary that every time you have to write the result or error thing like this. So I'm just going to print the messages, right? So now this is a more precise way, right? In a last uh, example, we have so many. So many then. So many then was there, right? When we use the promises, we have so many then function over there, right? But this async and await function, we just have only one then function, right? And this is a more precise way to writing a asynchronous javascript, right? So let's just save this and let's just see in a browser, is it still giving us a same result or it is giving something different? So let's just say this. Here it is printing user is registered, welcome email sent, user logged in, got the user data, and user data displayed. So all the messages are showing in a correct form, right? Right? Are you there, guys?
So in last message it entered undependent.
Yes, it is showing undefined. See, last message was what? User data displayed.
75
Uh-huh.
that 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 promise is written in the function.
Okay, okay. This then function. Inside the then function, we got have a message. Okay, because of this, we have a undefined. Yes, this message is giving the. Okay, so we must have to return. Okay, we must have to return, then it will not giving the undefined thing. So let's just say, will it print the all set message there, or what? We very registered, welcome email sent, user logged in, got the user data, but still it is giving the undefined at 76. Okay, let's just see why this thing happen at 76. 76 line number. Okay. Authentication and the then function. Um,
So actually, you're calling authentication, right? In authentication, we don't have promises. In register, we
right,
have promises.
right. Yeah, that's why. Okay, for this thing, we can for till now. I mean, for the time being, I'm just erasing the message inside the resolve function. Okay, and now I'm just here passing a message all set. Let's just say if everything is going correct, so it shows the all set message, right? So let's just see now what it is now giving. User registered, welcome email sent, user logged in, got the user data. Yes, now it is correct, right? All that data displayed and now all set message.
So in this case, we are using async and await. So
Sorry.
there is no need to use promises, right?
Yes, it is not need to know. This is not necessary that we have to use the promises, but in this particular of the example, I am just using the promises thing. I don't want to every time erase all these things, but when you are going to the real time example, like you have to fetch some APIs thing, so you have to make the function, right? You have to make the function, and let's just say you have a something like this. Let me just show you. Let's just say you have a, some kind of data, right? Let's say fetch and www dot uh, let's say fake API uh, slash sorry dot com slash some product or something. So in a real time data, you are going to fetch the APIs like this way, right? I'm just showing you for the sake of simplicity how you are going to use the async and await thing. So this is an example, and I'm just giving this example with the help of the set timeout. I'm not here. I'm not using any kind of API kind of thing, right? I just want to tell you that in a real life, you are going to use the same way. Okay.
Bro, please mute your mic.
Okay, Abhijit. Huh. Okay. Thank you. So now let's just, okay, this is not the only way. Again, we have to, if you want to write it in a more precise way. So we again have a something like try and catch block. Okay. So let's just say we have uh, What all we have need to do is cut all the code, and let's just write the try and catch statement. Okay, so inside the try block we have to paste all those things. Okay, so for time being I'm not going to use this catch function right now. I'm not going to use this. Okay, we should have to write the catch function when we are going to use the try. Okay, so let's just say console.log, and here I'm printing the error only. Okay, so let's just save this thing, and let's just see what our function gives us. It is giving us the same messages over there, right? It gives us the user registered, welcome email sent, user logged in, got the user data and user data displayed. All thing is now set. Okay, so it gives us that we want. Okay, so let's just say, so this code, if you looked at on this kind of code inside a try catch block, it is a more precise way. And believe me guys, when you are going to use the node.js uh, along with the express.js, you guys a lot going to use this kind of code, like the try catch block inside the uh, async and await function. You have to going to use a lot of thing. I mean, a lot of time you have to do like this way. So let's just say I want to uh, i just I just in I mean, intentionally I just want to reject my login function. Okay, for in a real world time, you can imagine it as a, you just request something from the server, and server rejecting your request. So in that time you don't have to write the resolve. I mean, that time I'm just intensively, I mean, my my in I'm just intensively, I just want to reject my request. So that time, let's just say, here I just want to say something like credential credential is not match, login failed, login failed. So whatever we write inside the reject function, so it will received inside the catch block. And here you guys can see over here error. So this is a parameter. So the message whatever we write inside here, it will going to receive here, right? And we are just trying to consoling them. So let's just see what our browser is giving us. So after 3 seconds, user registered, welcome email sent, cannot, credential is not matched, login failed. But here all set message is already there. So let's just remove this thing. Okay, okay, now let's just see user registered, and credential is not matched, logged in failed. But we have a small problem, right? We are still getting user logged in. This is a problematic thing, right? in a real time. Let's just assume you are just building a real time application, and you, for some reason, if you are logged in getting failed, but still you have a message that user logged in, so it will be a real problem. So for removing this thing, uh, we have to do something. So we can do one thing. We just return the return the this function. We just returned this reject function. Okay. So now it will not. I think it will not give the message. Okay. Also, I can do one more thing, that I'm just pasting this thing over here. So let's just see what it gives us. User registered. Welcome email sent. Credential is not matched. Login failed. Yeah, that time it is giving the correct answer. So this is the whole story of asynchronous Node.js language. Even you can say it as a you can write the same logic for the JavaScript, as I already told in a very first class, that JavaScript and Node.js is a totally same. It have nothing a difference at all. Okay, it have some differences, but major code you got the same way. So have you guys any question?
To use try and catch, it is necessary to define promises and functions, sir. Other than
No, no,
promises,
it is not at all necessary. As I already told you that it is not at all necessary. We have to actually we don't have the actual APIs over here, right? If I am getting if I am trying to fetching some API, so that time I'm not going to use the promises. Actually, if we are if we are looking at the like async and await function, so async and await function in itself return a promise. It is return itself a promise thing, right? So, and I have not any APIs to show you guys. So for that reason, I'm just showing you uh, I'm just showing you in the form of promises. So what does promise do over here? So what does this promise do over here? It is basically um, it is basically return a new promise, right? And we can receive it, or we can show it in a form of async and await function, right? That's why I'm just using this. But it is not at all necessary. While using async and await, we have to write like uh, promises thing. Understood? Are you getting my point, Sajay?
yes, sir.
Okay. So have you guys any question? Shravan Kumar, Abhijit, have you guys any question? Karan, Karan, have you any doubt or any question?
No, sir, I'll ask.
Okay, okay. Okay, got it, Abhijit. Okay, I'm just, I know that it is too much thing to digest. I know that in just in a one day, I'm just telling you guys about the asynchronous JavaScript, like how to use the promises and how to use the async and await thing, and then how to use the try and catch block. That is so much of thing. I would like to request you guys that please try as much example as possible. Please try it with yourself. Try to write the code, and when you are getting failed, you have so many of question, why my code is not going to run, what is the problem with my code. So that time you are going to explore, right? And that is the important thing for you guys. So that's for today's class. And if you still have any doubt, you can ask me. If you guys can have any kind of question, so you can ask me. Okay. Okay, I can see that people are uh, lefting the class. Okay, so today's class is now over. Okay. Okay then, guys, bye.